What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Couch Co-op. We're your friends. Hop along games. I'm Macleaniac.
My name's Aggro.
Is it
And
though?
I'm Kirrok. What's that?
Is it though? Is it Aggro?
Oh, yeah, it's Aggro.
Is that on your
Aggro.
birth certificate?
It's Aggro. Yes.
She's. Let's put it this way.
My last name is Yes.
I think
Yes,
right
she's
now
very
she's
positive.
actually aggro.
I'm a little bit aggroing.
She's aggro.
But
That's good though.
yeah.
We're gonna get some good rants out of aggro today, tonight,
It's
this
fine.
morning.
It's fine. Nothing bad happened. It's fine.
So welcome everyone. This is episode 16.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, sweet 16.
We missed the what is it? Quinticera.
Quinticera.
Yeah, we missed our Quinticera.
But we
guys.
didn't miss it. We just didn't recognize it.
We didn't recognize it exactly.
We didn't represent the Hispanic community.
And I've been just cheating right now. I've been sipping along.
All right. Well, if you're so sippy, why don't you start?
Okay, I shall begin. That was wrong English.
I liked it.
Okay, this is a Guinness beer. I've never seen this before. They grabbed it, courtesy of Macleaniac and Aggro, and it's a Guinness beer because it says actually Guinness right on it, but it's Hop House 13 Lager. Hop. I love that.
Hop House.
We need the bunny on this can, man. And
I
it's
wish it was
actually
episode
really good.
13. It would have been too good.
Oh, it would have been, yeah. It would've been perfect. So I like it because it's not like heavy like a Guinness. It doesn't have that same really frothy foam. It's like any other dark beer, but it's got a nice soury taste to it, and I really dig it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm drinking a dry hop sour. This is also from Collective Arts because we represent Collective Arts, apparently. I think they should start paying us.
They have really nice cans.
They have awesome cans. I really get drawn to the cans, but I am all... I quit. Get out.
As soon I actually didn't mean it when I said it, but as soon as I said it, I was like, oh shit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Aggro. Please.
I'm out. I quit.
No.
What's
I
your beer
quit.
called? What's
No.
your beer called?
I've got nice cans.
What's it actually called?
Mash up the jam.
Mash up the
Which
jam.
is actually kind of, yeah, it's pretty good.
How is it? Is it good?
I love it. It's dry hop sour. I'm all about the sour beers. I think I mentioned this in the last episode.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really great. It's local. It's sour, so it tastes like pickle. If it tastes like pickle juice, I'm all in. So I'm
Nice.
good. Yep. Let's just move on.
All right. I am drinking a Railway City Express, which is an India session lager. It's got a nice looking can. I love that beer companies have stepped up their designs lately. They're way more interesting than they used to be. Let me get in
Absolutely.
here. It's good. I suppose I could
Let's
offer
move
more.
on.
It's it's
good.
got kind of a complex aftertaste. It goes down like a regular kind of IPA. It's very hoppy, and then at the end it kind of has this like it's kind of spiced note at the end. It's not bad.
Ooh, sounds cool.
It's not bad. I'm into it. I'm gonna drink it.
Cool. I'm going in.
We're going right in.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
Without further ado. Do you guys remember that?
That's a good Simpsons
Oh
reference.
God. Okay. Here we go.
Who needs a Quickie Mart?
I do.
The Quickie Mart is dope.
Which video game made you feel like you were the most powerful badass there ever was?
Woo! Lots of games.
Damn.
Lots of games. Which
Please
one, though?
continue.
Which one? I know.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking. I feel like if you were to like go to game design school, like one of the things they teach you is you can't start off as a badass. Like they have to have some sense of building your power, and that's
Yes.
part of the progression system of a game. Is that you start off decent, but you keep getting more and more powerful as the enemies ramp up. But that's like a pretty tropey mechanic in games.
I have one in
Can
mind,
I-
but it's not the one I want. Go ahead.
You may
sorry.
answer.
Hyrule Warrior.
Get out! Get out! What the hell?
Didn't she quit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so I quit because it was boring as shit. Because all you do is swing around a sword and kill millions of fucking mobs. So it
Millions.
made me feel
Literal
badass.
millions.
Yeah, I'll circle back to me. I'll think of
did it
something
make you feel
better.
badass?
It did, but I'll circle back. I'm gonna think about
I gotta
this
think
one.
of one now.
Man, that's tough.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with one. I'll start. Okay,
Okay.
Please
it's
do.
not. I don't think it's my top, but it's the one that pops into mind right now, and it's pretty good. Actually, I'll go with this. This is it. Fable,
Fable. Nice.
the first Fable.
Were you evil or good?
I was good. Usually when I play games where you have the option or the ability to play as evil or good, I always go the good route. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever sat down and played as an evil or a bad guy or built or done things purposely to become bad. But I remember that game, and eventually as you kept going forward and progressing in being good, you still got some pretty good moves and powers and things like that.
Yep.
Now, see, this is the thing. My mind is a little cloudy on this, so I don't remember. I said it's the first one, but I don't remember if it was the first or the second that I was most into.
I got
That I
you. Give me
actually got
some
that.
details.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Are you getting a message?
Oh, hang on a second, guys.
My Tamagotchi is.
He's hungry?
needs some
Yeah,
feeding.
feed him.
There you go. He's eating.
Does he have a
All
name?
right, good.
No, I didn't name him.
Okay.
You didn't name him?
I didn't name
Do
him.
you
He's
even
gonna
care
die
about this
one
thing?
day. Why would I name him?
We interrupt your
gonna
regular
die one day and I have a
scheduled
name.
programming for a Tamagotchi break.
That was brought to you by Tamagotchi.
Yeah, so I would say Fable. Now, I don't remember a whole lot of Fable 1. I do remember more of Fable 2. And Fable 2 was the same thing. You could either go in the direction of good or evil, either way. I played it with good, and I just remembered that you would go out searching for these gargoyle statues, and as you're out searching for them, you'd hear a specific sound. You would be attacked by 3 or 4 different guys at one time, and once you got to the higher levels with the different magic spells and things like that, it was pretty intense, and you could get to the point where you could kill them all in one shot type thing, right? Which was really awesome. But I would have to say probably that game is my game. The game I would say.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's a
100
hard one.
I'm not 100% there. Like, I feel like in me I could come up with something better,
Yeah.
but it is what popped into mind. And I do recall feeling that, like, oh, I'm going to kill all these guys and do like one swipe and kill them all. It was awesome.
I got an answer, actually. You inspired me. As you were
Okay.
talking, I was like, I can actually think of a game that did a good job, not just of making you feel like a badass, but making you appropriately feel like a badass. Because the
Oh.
character himself is a notorious badass. It's Batman.
Oh.
And the game itself is Batman Arkham Asylum. I think it's Arkham Asylum and not Arkham Knight. I get a little twisted. The names are so similar.
They are
They
way
are,
too close.
But
Yeah,
like
agreed.
they share the same engine and the same mechanics, so you could literally insert either of those two games here and it would work for the purpose. What I love about that game is that they deliberately outnumber you. You're always outnumbered, but it has a system where when you're fighting one guy, so you got some prison inmate coming at you with a club,
Okay.
and you throw a punch and the guy behind you is about to punch you, and you can hit I guess on PS4 it was like triangle or whatever. You hit triangle and he would automatically counter without even looking at the guy. As long as you hit triangle when you're about to get hit, he'll automatically spin around and take that guy out. So you're doing as much work fighting off the guys in front of you as you are timing the deflections of the attacks that are coming at you from all other sides.
Gotcha.
In fact, you can actually win a fight by standing in the middle of the room and just hitting triangle at the right time. So you fight.
I just had my real one.
You're way
Sorry.
outnumbered, and what I remember, good. You got another one?
Yeah, it's the one that I would say yes, but go
Okay,
ahead.
let me
Like,
finish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish.
Yeah. Do your thing.
So, if I remember reading the comic books about Batman, and I do, he's frequently outnumbered. And like the cool thing about Batman is, unlike a lot of superheroes, like, yeah, you're watching Superman fight a bunch of guys. Well, guess what? I'm not even sure Superman can die. Because even when he did die in the comics, he came back. He's not actually dead, so he can't even really die truly. And I mean, the guy is like, he's the Man of Steel. Batman is just, he's the epitome of a badass because he's vengeful, he's got his reasons, and he's prepared, and he's been trained. And he walks into a scenario where he's completely outnumbered, and he pummels these idiots, and he won't kill them. It's just about besting them. Just incapacitate them. That's badass. It's actually a lower hanging fruit to just walk around shooting them all. That's one thing. He incapacitates this guy. He doesn't agree with killing them. And I think that's awesome and badass. So, game that made me feel like a badass, either of those two Batman games that came out that are really, really similar. Nice. What's more badass than Batman? Aggro.
What's your other? Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. So remember, I was sitting here saying I'm thinking that's not really the one, the real one, because Fable was good too, but the real one is the Assassin's Creed.
Had a similar mechanic of dodging guys.
Yeah, so that's why when you were talking about what you were talking about, I was like, I remember doing this, but it wasn't Batman.
Yeah, similar mechanics.
I remember playing. I think it was the second one. So the one with Ezio.
Yep.
In Italy, Renaissance period, whatever. I remember going near a castle, and I got bored of just playing the game. So all I did was stand there and piss off a guard, and the guard starts to circle me, and I fight him, and I beat him, and I kill him. And if you timed it right, you were invincible, right? Yep. So you would do things like block without even having to look, kind of thing, and then strike right after, and so on. And I remember standing there for probably 30, 40 minutes, and I had a pile of bodies at my feet.
Yeah.
I was badass. That was so cool. Anyways, that's the real one.
Good second answer.
All right. Okay, so this question's really hard for me because if you guys know me by this point, I don't play a lot of badass games. Like what?
I was going to say, you're a badass in real life, though.
That's right. I'm badass enough in real life that I don't need to play badass games. I like to unwind in my games. But I mean, historically, I've played like Nintendo games, and then I moved on to PC games, but I don't know that I ever really played like really, really badass games. So I had a really, really hard time with this question. And then I was thinking about all the games that I've played, which I mean, in 20 seconds is kind of hard to do. But the one that kind of popped into mind was Majora's Mask. And the reason why I say Majora's Mask is now I feel like I kind of cheated a little bit. When I played it through the first time, and again, I was a kid/teenager. I was a teenager when it came out. This is, again, kind of before the days of internet and walkthroughs and stuff. So I bought the guide for it. Okay. Like the Nintendo Power Guide or whatever it was by. And in Majora's Mask, you can collect masks. And there's something like 200 of them. I'm maybe exaggerating, but there's a lot of masks. Okay. And if you get, you're going to look it up.
Yeah.
If you get all of the masks, when you go and fight Ganon at the very end, you are fucking invincible. You are 10 times the size. You have like this glowing light around you, and you one-shot Ganon.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So the first time that I played it through, back then I was a little bit of a completionist. I am absolutely not now, but back then I was like very much like, I need to get all the masks to beat this game.
Got it.
That's the only way that I'm going to beat this game is how many masks?
There's 24.
Okay,
well,
so
back then 24 was
24 was
like
a
200
lot of games.
With inflation. It's now 200.
But there's a lot of games like
masks.
that where you think back and you're like, oh my god, there was so much.
Okay, well, it felt
Even
like
again,
200.
even
Whatever.
Again,
okay.
that's a good amount that you have to collect.
It was still a pretty good amount, and this was like most of these were not.
Maybe it's a 3D one. I'll get a better answer.
Okay,
Keep going.
So, they weren't required. They were like side quests and stuff. So you weren't required to get the masks, right? But I was like, no, I'm gonna get the mask before I go to Ganon, because once I go to Ganon and beat the game's done. So I need to collect all the masks, and some of them I got on my own, and some of them I used the guide to get. But I definitely got all the masks. I go to Ganon, and I was like, it was literally over in like 20 seconds. I'm like, the fuck is this shit? I'm like, that was the easiest thing I've ever done. Why are these people complaining that this game is hard?
It's a hard game.
Yeah. And then when I went back, I remember I went back and played it again without getting all the masks. That dude kicked the shit out of me.
Oh, okay.
And it was because I got all of the masks
The first time around.
so that made me feel like I just remember like this light. Again, this is nostalgia brain, right? But I remember this light and like it just got all like moody, and I was just able to kick the shit out of him. How many?
24.
Okay, well, it
24
was
masks.
200.
Well, you
when I was a
only
kid.
missed it by like 176.
It
But
felt like more. I
She
don't know.
said-
Whatever.
she was saying initially that you were saying, no, I don't have anything that's badass. That's a badass story.
That's pretty
Like,
badass.
That's badass.
You thwomped Ganon.
Yeah, like
Kick
that.
the shit out of him. Yeah. Yeah.
One shot.
2 shots maybe, but it was pretty easy. So that's my answer. Awesome. I don't know. That was a hard one for me, but
That was good.
it was a good
I should
end
have
to
said
the
Assassin's
game.
Creed the first time. Anyways,
that's
That's
okay.
all right.
Yeah.
We gave you a do-over.
thank you.
Who's next?
No problem. We have the power.
You go for it. Oh, did you do that one?
I'm gonna do it again.
Do it again.
Get in there.
Go for it.
Guys, this is my episode.
This
Welcome
is a very
to Aggro
special
and Co.
episode. Yeah, this is Aggro featuring Kirrok, but also Macleaniac. I feel like there's not that many in there.
we're gonna help us, people.
Like I didn't hear
Okay.
very much like paper shuffling in there.
Have you ever lost your progress in a game due to a bug or corrupt save? And I have a story for this
Oh
one.
shit.
Can I tell my story?
Yeah.
Go for it. 'cause
Have
I
you ever
to think
lost
of
your
it.
progress in a game due to a bug or corrupt save? So my bug was the entire Eastern Seaboard power grid. That was my bug. I will tell you exactly
Oh,
what
I remember that day.
happened. This was like 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago at this point.
Was it
Yeah.
2003.
So yeah, oh yeah. You're right. It was 15 years ago. We looked it up recently.
Yeah.
So I will set the scene for you. Okay, I finished high school. Okay, so I was in between high school and my first year of university. This was in the summertime. It was August. It was hot. It was in the afternoon at some point. I didn't have a job because I was, maybe I had a job, but it was a day off or whatever. At the time, my mom was working nights, so she was sleeping because it was early afternoon. Everybody else was out of the house. I think my sister was at school. And I was sitting in front of our family computer because you had family computers at that time. It
was
wasn't
the
like
thing.
your own computer. You had a family computer. So I was in the living room and I was playing Dungeon Keeper. And I was so far into the level, and there was no auto saves or anything like that. And I was probably playing at this point that level for like 6 hours with the infinite gems. And I was playing, and I remember leaning back in my chair, kind of throwing my hands up, being like, this is my land. It was like this beautiful moment of like loving my world, and everything went black.
Oh man.
Everything went black. And I was like, shit, I didn't save. Little did I know that there was something like 30 million people who just lost power.
Yeah.
And they lost power for like the next 3 days. This was the great blackout of, I think it was 2003.
I
Yeah.
remember, yeah.
And I remember like how I found out, I think I'm going off on a tangent here a little bit, but
Great.
re-
No, sorry, I
that
was into
sounded
it. Yeah.
so sarcastic.
It's great.
It's great.
Sorry, I don't know. Sarcasm meter off the charts.
At that point, I thought it was just, again, this is a bug, but not the bug in the computer. But I remember being like, well, I guess we lost power, and it's like a beautiful sunshiny day. Like there was no reason for it. And I was like, oh, my mom should be waking up soon. I'm going to go to Tim Hortons to get her a coffee, right? If we don't have power, like I need to go and get some coffee. So I
Yeah.
drove to Tim Hortons, a few blocks away or whatever. And they're like, oh, we're out of power here too. And I'm like, shit, what do you do?
How
Yeah.
big is this?
The
Were you
power?
not here for this?
At the time, I believe I was away at college
Where?
in London, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
London should have been hit. It was all of
And-
Ontario.
Oh, no, I definitely got hit by it. I got hit
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah.
And I actually found it so fascinating because I was just like, oh, these are who my neighbors are. Everyone came out of their
Yeah,
houses.
it was
like a
wonderful.
bunch of hobbits walking
Yeah.
out of their hobbit
was
holes. I
awesome.
was like, I've never met so many people in my area.
It was so cool. It was
strangely
such
bonding.
Yeah, it was a wonderful like I have very fond memories of those few days, other than having to go to work. Oh no, I did have a job because the place that I worked at stayed open because they sold fucking candles. It was Home Outfitters. Fuck you, HBC. Candles.
Wicked candles.
So they were considered like an emergency service. So we had to stay open and I had to work, which sucked. But anyway, fond memories of that other than losing my progress in Dungeon Keeper. I was very upset about that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I got a good one.
I can't think of any.
I got a good one. Okay.
Go ahead.
This one is especially painful to me because it's very recent. This happened not 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I think about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that makes sense. 2-3 weeks ago most. There was a game that I was really looking forward to that was coming out for quite a while. It's called The Swords of Ditto. And The Swords of Ditto, so it's made by a developer called One Bit Beyond, who, to be honest, I actually don't know what else they've produced. But this game was adorable looking. It just looks so cute. It has the most awesome cartoony art style that I've ever seen. I really liked it, and I love roguelikes, and this was a roguelike. And the story in this game is, you know, you're this character, but your character will always change. And there's a sword in this game that is like the sword of Ditto. And you basically pick a character, whoever it may be, and you pick up that sword and you take on Ditto's quest, which is to just defeat the evil Mormo. And it's all cute, and you go as far as you can, and if you die, another character will pick up the sword, a completely different character,
Right.
but the levels you gain are in the sword. So whoever your new character is, you do have to start over, and I think there's some procedural generation to it, so you have to kind of figure out the lay of the land again. But you just keep going until eventually you're powerful enough, however many lives it takes you to get there, to defeat Mormo. Now, you know, I consider myself a pretty avid gamer, and I was keen on destroying this Mormo motherfucker. And, excuse my language, don't. And I'm playing, and in one life I made it farther than I've ever made it. I had a couple deaths early on because I was still learning the ropes, and I made it all the way in. I think all in I spent about between 10 and 13 hours in this game. I was having the best run of my life. I'm like, I'm taking him down this time. You got to do this thing where you destroy these anchors, and you're expected to only destroy one or two, but I defeated both of them, and that means that Mormo is at like half power. Like, I've crippled him. He's ready to go down. I'm buying myself time, and when you move between zones, there's a small loading time that shows a little cartoon face in the bottom. It kind of pulses while it's loading, and then you're in the zone.
Yeah.
And I move between zones, and the face comes up, and it just keeps pulsing and pulsing and pulsing. And, you know, you notice it's taken a little longer than normal. How many zones have I walked between, right? Like dozens and dozens and dozens. I'm like, this is weird. And you do that thing where you're in denial at first. It's fine. It's going to load.
problem.
It's
It's
going
gotta
to
wait a
load.
few minutes.
This is going to load. Everything's fine. I mean, what could go wrong? It's a professional game by a professional studio. Surely they thought of this. And I waited, and I actually left the room, and I was like, I'm just going to go do some things. I'm going to give this time. You know, give it a little time. It'll come back.
Yeah.
I spent like a good 45 minutes doing other things, and I came back, and I was like, shit, I don't actually know what to do. So for those of you that have a PS4, you know, you can hold down the PS button on the controller, and eventually it'll give you the option to just quit the game. Now, the problem with that is I was in a load screen, and you know, at the beginning of so many games now, they're like, when we show you this symbol, don't quit because you'll lose progress.
Yes.
That's literally the only symbol I had on my screen, so my only option was to quit it when I shouldn't quit it. I went to immediately load it back up, and my entire game was corrupted. Not the entire game, but my save game for that game was corrupted. Super bummed out, went on the forums, looked for any possible fixes. I even emailed One Bit Beyond. You didn't fucking email me back. I don't like not getting a response from a developer. You have a support channel and you put your email out there. Don't ignore me. I know you might have gotten 1,000 of these, but even if you just say, we're so sorry, thank you for showing so much support for the game. We're working on a fix. We hope when we fix it, you'll come back to us. That's all you got to say, but you didn't respond to me. Honestly, I deleted it. You're dead to me. One Bit Beyond, done.
Did you tweet at them?
I didn't tweet it. I know you can take the vengeance route. Honestly, I'm going to vote with my money. You've already got my money. So fuck you guys. But That's shit. I know you probably had a ton of requests. Just respond to me. It's not too late. You're never gonna see this video, but
Yeah. Why don't you
Let's be
get
real.
one?
I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Why don't you get an email from them like a month from now?
Honestly, I'm gonna post your email back here.
We saw your video.
Yeah. Please have free games for life. I don't even trust these guys though. And the sad thing is, I really was enjoying it. I wanted to continue enjoying it, and that's what hurts the most. It's like you're not even as mad. I'm pretty pissed, but you're like, it's like when your parents are like, I'm not mad. We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
No.
It hurts so much more. I was so disappointed. Anyways, that's my answer.
All right, so I don't have a specific game. Actually, there is one instance I do remember where it was very similar to what you had, but it was during WoW.
Okay.
So I'm playing online, and I think it happened when I was attacked because I was playing on a PvP server, and then I wasn't the greatest at PvP. They probably would have killed my ass anyways, but I lost power. And then when the power came back on, I go back on and I'm dead in that spot. Actually, I don't remember if it was power or internet, but I lost one of the two.
Yeah.
Specifically. But I want to tell a different story that had to do with power that doesn't have to do with games directly. Okay?
We're going off the rails.
Yeah, so I did, and it's actually on my YouTube channel, I did an unboxing of the Xbox One X Scorpio Edition.
Scorpio.
So I grabbed the little lapel mic that I have, the wireless lapel mic, plugged the dongle in the dongle. I plugged the dongle in the computer, and I'm thinking, because I had just gotten the mic, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have some really good audio for this. And I had my old camera set up, and I'm recording it, and I'm recording the audio wirelessly to the computer in the same room. And I do the whole unboxing, and everything's good, and I'm all done. I stop the recording on the camera, and then I had one of these lights here in that room plugged into the same outlet as the computer. But it wasn't in the same outlet. It was in one of those like 6-pack extenders. So you plug that into the outlet, and now you got 6 plugs.
Yeah.
So I had the light plugged in there. I had the computer power plugged in there. So what do? I didn't save the audio file. The audio file recorded. I hit stop recording, and I go to unplug this light from that 6-pack, and the whole fucking thing came off the wall. And what happens to the computer? Boom! I lost my audio.
Shit.
So I ended up.
I'm not laughing at your
okay.
misfortune.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
are.
Yeah, I'm
It's
totally.
okay.
It's not really a video game, but it's still game related because I'm doing an unboxing of a new console.
Yeah,
right?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Fuck.
And so luckily the camera picked up audio, and I ended up using the audio from the camera, so I'm good. But it was just like as soon as it came out, in my head I knew right away what happened. And I was like staring at it for 2 seconds. I'm going, oh crap.
Shit.
Okay, looks like I'm using the audio and the camera.
Yeah. Well, at least you had that to fall back on.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
thank
you
you
just
God.
start
Otherwise,
over,
that was it.
Rebox it and be like,
Oh.
look at my new. It's like, it looks open.
Yeah.
There's fingerprints all over it. I would return that.
It's just not the same. It's
Yeah.
just not the same. The
It's like,
reaction.
This Kirrok guy, he's not honest.
So that's
sets up
it.
these.
Yeah, that's mine.
All 3 heartbreaking tales of woe.
I will never know what happened in that Dungeon Keeper level.
I don't give a fuck what happens in Swords of Ditto.
There you go.
Honestly, don't recommend. 0 recommend. They probably patched it now. Still don't recommend. All right, well, those were our 2 topics today. How do you
Yes.
feel about it?
I liked them. They were
good.
very good,
Yep.
actually. Yeah.
How do you feel about them?
How do you feel about
How
it?
do
know
you
what?
feel
The
about
only
it?
person that fucking matters is
Why are we
you.
being so aggressive? We're a lot of
I
there's a
told
lot
you.
of pointing going on.
What
Kirrok's
did we
aggro.
say? What did we
She's
say
aggro.
today?
Yeah,
I am
aggro.
so mad.
Get him, Aggro. Get him.
Smash that like button.
All right. Well, wrapping her up is even better. Kirrok, get in on this.
Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Check
not
out
to
our
knock
Patreon.
anything
Don't
over.
unplug your computer.
Don't do that.
Become a patron at
yeah.
Patreon.
Absolutely.
You know what might quell the inner rage of Aggro? A beer.
An ice cold beverage.
Yeah. Throw over $1. Or don't. We're just glad you're here. If you're even hearing us beg for your money, you've done the right thing. You watched the video. You're a good one. You're a good one. We like you. We like you a lot.
Don't forget to, if you feel like you got to express yourself, right beneath the video, there's a spot there that says comments. You can type whatever you want to us, preferably a question, but we'll take whatever.
question, comment, concern. Isn't that what they always say? Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns? Don't tell us now.
Just
Put it in the
do
comments.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It looks like
We'll
I'm
put
pointing
your
at this.
question in
We'll,
there.
We'll put it in here.
Yeah.
We will print it out on high quality paper. We will mix it in with the thousands of others, although we'll probably pick yours first because you're special. And we'll get to your question. So thank you for tuning in. I'm rambling.
Yeah,
I'm
I think we're
rambling.
rambling a
I
little
was
bit.
enjoying it. Sometimes you got to run with it.
Bye, guys. Thank you very much for being here.
See you later.
Bye. I'm gonna do it.
No, don't do it.
gonna
Don't
do
do it.
Fucking Doug Ford.
No. This is not the Hopalong Games Politics podcast.
Let me tell you something about the Progressive Conservative Party in Ontario.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be so good.
We're going to build a wall.
We're going to build a wall in the middle of Canada.
But they can't have our sweet, sweet marijuana.
We're going to make Canadians pay for it. Wait, that's us.
That's us.